Hey, Hillside students, Hillside parents, and Hillside volunteers, we got some great news for you. I don't know if all of you know this, but if you don't, you got to get the pre-information. 7 months ago, Hillside set out to add to our student ministry team. We've been in an interview process. We have interviewed over 100 different candidates, and we looked at 3, 4, 5 seriously, and we have hired a new Student Ministries Lead Pastor, and we want to give it up for Jimmy Higgins that's going to be joining the team here really soon. Let me give you some basics about Jimmy, and then we're going to ask him some questions. Jimmy's been in student ministries for over 23 years. He's worked in 4 different churches. He's been married for 25 years to Michelle, who is the best part of Jimmy and Michelle. And he's actually has a 23-year-old daughter and a 20-year-old son that live in this area. So we need to get to some business so you can get to know Jimmy, because it's COVID season and it's really hard to pull people together. Jimmy, I got a question for you. Would you share with parents, students, and volunteers how God got a hold of you?
Well, I grew up in East County, San Diego, just up in the mountains, a little town called Ramona. And my parents were divorced at a pretty young age. I was a young age, not them. And my dad, I only met him really twice. And so he was out of the picture, was really raised with just my mom and myself. I had older siblings, but grew up pretty poor. Even though she worked hard and tried her best, we just didn't have a lot. And so when I was little, the church really stepped in to help. So church has always been a big part of my life and the community of believers. She brought me to church. That's where we found fellowship. That's where I heard about relationship with Jesus. And the church even helped us out in practical ways with food sometimes and things like that. Because of that, I trusted in Jesus at a young age. I believed the gospel. I knew who Jesus was. But as I grew older and became a teenager, I started to see my friends go one way, and I knew that if I was going to follow God, I would have to go a different direction. And so it was the middle of high school when I understood the gospel. I understood what Jesus did for me, who he is, and that my salvation couldn't be taken away. And so at that point, I reaffirmed my faith in Jesus, trusting that I'm saved by what he did for me, not by anything that I've done on my own. Romans 5:8 says God demonstrates his love for us, and that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And so I understood that and affirmed my faith in Christ and tried to grow the best that I could from there. Not perfectly, but I kept growing and pushing ahead in my relationship with God and growing from there. Then later on, when I got married at age 21 to my bride, Michelle, and we grew up at the same church together and knew each other. But we immediately got involved with ministry. We had a small group in our house, and work started getting in the way of ministry. And so we prayed about going into full-time ministry, and God led us into ministry. And really, that's when we started our student ministry journey. But that's how I came to faith in Christ.
So, Jimmy, first of all, we are excited to have you here. I wish I had a confetti cannon. Boom, I would shoot it right at the screen. However, we do not. Secondly, Jimmy, you and I, we have a lot in common. Okay, but one thing that we hold dear to our hearts is we both have spent time in the beautiful city of Bakersfield, California. Okay, good old Baco. The Central Valley is very different from the good old Inland Empire where we are today. So why are you excited to make the trip, take the leap, to come join us here and be a part of our Hillside Students team?
Good question. Well, I'm a Southern California guy at heart. I grew up going to the beach and skateboarding and all of the culture and all of that. So that's a no-brainer. We're also closer to our kids, which is awesome. So close to our kids and our family, all of that. But I had the opportunity, as we've been praying through the process, to come secretly visit Hillside. And so with the mask, that's pretty easy. But got to just see the students and the environment, what was happening here. Got to meet you guys and meet the staff. And so I'm excited because there's an incredible group of students here. And I'm just praying that God will use me and this team to help them know Jesus more, to help you guys know Jesus more and grow in your relationship with him. Excited about students and then also parents. I'm still a parent. I've grown kids, but you never give up parenting. It's kind of a lifelong thing, So I would love to walk alongside parents that are either just beginning that journey of parenting or like us, kind of at that stage where you're parenting adult children. And so to be able to come alongside and parent together and know what that means to parent in a way that honors God, I think is exciting for me. So just all around, it's the whole package.
Jimmy, I have a question for you as well, and it's a little bit of a throwback question. If you had an entire free day to spend doing whatever you want as a student, when you were a student, how would you choose to spend that day?
As a student, don't do this, but I would not have been doing homework. I would have been riding my skateboard or surfing or snowboarding, probably, most likely. Yep.
Same question, but with a little bit of a twist. Now, as an adult, if you had an entire free day, what would you do on that day?
Not be skateboarding for a whole day, because now I'm hurt from all those days, skateboarding and snowboarding and surfing. But I love my family, and honestly, my wife and I are best friends. So any time that we have that we can spend together is awesome. And our kids, we actually like hanging out with our kids up there, and they like hanging out with us. I think they do. So we spend time as a family. Once Disneyland gets back open, hopefully soon, I think we'll be hitting Disneyland as a family. We just like hanging out with each other, really, more than anything. Doesn't matter what we're doing. This is not easy for anybody, but I am so excited to jump right in to figure out what does this look like in the middle of this time. There's an incredible team here that I know has been trying their best through COVID when this is so difficult for anyone. So just know we're going to keep doing all that we can to reach out to you guys as students, as parents, to see how we can support you, how we can be praying for you. We're gonna try a lot of stuff, and so we'll just keep doing it. And we appreciate your prayers and support as we do that. And I'm looking forward to meeting you hopefully in person as soon as it's safe and it's okay to do that, you guys. But I'm so excited to be here and to work through this time with all of you, and just to grow in our relationship with God together. So thank you so much for allowing me to be part of this team. I'm excited to be here. It's going to be fun.
I am so thankful for this season that Osahan, Natalie, Christian, Danny, and a whole group of parents as well as volunteers have been watching out for our students. But now I'm also really excited about the potential of what's going to happen in the future as we're adding someone to this team. Will you be praying for Jimmy? Will you be praying for Student Ministries? And they're going to get really creative. They're going to try to figure out ways to start doing introductions. Maybe it's like a 6th, 7th, 8th grade Zoom moment or a high school Zoom moment. Whatever it is, we're going to figure it out over Sundays. Here's the deal. Jimmy starts and will be here on campus this Sunday, the 17th, and January the 24th. And then he and Michelle will move into town on January the 29th. Be praying for them. God is going to be up to something really good here, and we're looking forward to it. All right, everybody. Have a great day.